Hello, this is old Mr. Kent of MrKent.com, and I'm heading out on my e-bike to go to a familiar construction site where there's not much going on, but this is like a shakedown cruise. I'm taking out my my Air 2S the first time out of the yard, and my Tripltek tablet the first time out of the yard, and I wanted to be able to just test it out. It's cloudy, and it was supposed to clear up, and it started to, and then it got cloudy again. But I wanted to just see that if I had everything figured out ahead of time, so that I could connect the the tablet to the controller, which I'll put a picture of how that works. It's really a cool mounting a little bracket, and then. So I wanted to make sure I could just do that out in the field without having to work on a bench top or something like that. So I'm taking off, and then I'm going to come around and show you where I'm standing. I've taken many videos from this area of that construction site, and I saw that there was a track hoe working, and so I thought, well, I'll go see what they're doing. And so there's where I'm taking off from, which isn't real great distance away from where I normally take off to shoot that construction. Right about the middle of the screen there is where I normally stand, and but as you can see, there's a cinder block wall that has been created, and I would be facing a wall instead of having open air. So I moved over, got farther away. And so here we go. We're going to go take off, and there's, like I said, there's not much going on over there. So I'll tell you a little story as we go, and try to try to get it fit into the make it fit into the length of this video. And it's about when I was teaching school. I taught high school at Pasco High School in Southeast Washington, and after being there a while, they needed somebody to volunteer to manage the stage crew. And so, oh, by the way, this is the track hoe that I was looking at, and they were doing something with it. So I came over here, and what they're doing is those blue things on the ground. They're going to lift those up and put them into that blue object in the corner, which is where they can sink it down, and the dirt won't cave in on top of people working down there. So that's what they're doing. And at first, when I came up here, I looked at that and I said, I don't know what they're, but those will go together with the other two that are standing up there in that corner one. So anyway, I volunteered and had no idea. So the person who had been doing it, they showed me what I had to do, and so it was a lot more than I thought it was, because for one thing, you have to crawl up a ladder that's fastened to the wall straight up, and then you get up to the catwalk where you can adjust the lighting and change the filters to different colors and things like that. And that truck right there, it looks like they just unloaded something where they're all stacked up there, and I think those are more cinder blocks, but don't make me swear to it. And then up above there in the picture, there's some some supervisors walking along or something. So that's not real interesting. But so then I came over, I turned, and you can see there's 3 tractors running there. There's a scraper up at the top, and then over to the left there's a earth mover, and then there's a little backhoe that's doing something. But like I said, not very interesting. So anyway, I took that job, I guess you could say, responsibility. They didn't pay anything for school productions, but if somebody rented the auditorium, then I think I made $10 an hour or something like that, which was okay. And it was fun working with the kids. Most of them were boys, but you'd set up the stage with the props and everything, and then during the presentation, you would run the lights, and I don't think you had to run the sound, as I remember, but that's a long time ago. And then up in the back of the auditorium, you went up some stairs, and they had a projector, an old electric arc film projector, and that's what I think they still use those, but they're a little more automatic than those in those days, because in those days you had to make sure the arc kept going while you were trying to show the movie. And then also from there you could go up into the area above the ceiling of the auditorium and change the lighting on certain things up there. And so here you can see he's got the 2 posts put in, and what they'll do is they'll hammer those down into the earth like the one you see on the left, and then they can keep digging further down. They just recently put in sewer pipe there, so I don't know what they're planning on doing. They ran that street going to the right up in the corner, all the way from there down across to the left, and ran a sewer pipe. So I don't know. I can't tell you what they're doing because I don't know that much. So anyway, it was a very time-consuming job, and when you were getting paid for it, that was pretty nice. And then this one outfit one time rented the auditorium, and I was working backstage, and they had pet bears, big bears that were pets. And they had leashes on them, but I thought, that ain't going to stop him, So that was a little exciting. But anyway, so I did that I worked there 12 years, and I don't remember exactly when I started, but it was almost the whole time. And then when I resigned to go to work for the radio station, there you can see he's pulling dirt up out of there now. I went to work for a Christian radio station and quit teaching, or quit that job. I still did some teaching at the school that had the radio station. But anyway, I became the manager and chief engineer of that station. So when I quit, then they couldn't find anybody to volunteer for the job. That's how much things changed. So they had this guy, they had a teacher named Jim, and so he volunteered, but they had to pay him for every hour that he worked. And because they couldn't get anybody to volunteer back when I was quitting. So anyway, it was a fun opportunity. I enjoyed working with the kids, and we had a lot of fun in setting up, and then they had to be rehearsed on how to do the lighting and things like that. Then there was controls for the lights in a big console along the wall. So anyway, that's all the activity that I could find that was well worth showing. And and I found out that my my Tripltek and my controller go together quite easily. Once you get the hang of trying to snap it all together, it works. But I'll give you a link to where I got the mount, because it's really a nice one. And so headed back and coming back down to land, and then I'm going to head on home and on my e-bike. And this is like the second trip I've taken on my e-bike since November. In the previous video, I took an e-bike ride just to make sure everything was working, including me. So anyway, so the e-bike is working fine. I'm going to make more videos heading out with my e-bike and getting off the property where I live and getting videos of different things, probably mostly construction, because that's what is going on around here where I live in Arizona. I want to thank you for watching my videos, and God bless.